can
start off
use
with just
this.
any kind of initial impressions of the maestros, the center, their ceremonies, just kind of what comes to mind first.
Okay. Yeah, I guess as far as the center goes, just a lot of amenities here. It's pretty clean. Got a pool, the cenote. Um, Rooms are pretty nice, comfortable for the most part. Lots of hammocks. But yeah, it's good. The food's been good as well. It's obviously bland with the dieta that we have to have, but the food that Sol Santi's cooked has been pretty nice so far.
Awesome. So I know that you've this isn't your first rodeo with ayahuasca. So how do you feel like this one was, either in what's the word? Not contrast, like in comparison to
Comparison?
previous ones,
Yeah.
or maybe if comparison is not the right way to look at it, more as like a continuation of previous work, kind of how this retreat fits into the picture of that.
Yeah, so this is my fourth round of ceremonies that I've had. You know, previously I sat with Silvia, but not Noe. But they've both been drastically different, but somehow like very much the same. Very comfortable. I feel, I always say this, but it feels like I'm home with Noah and Silvia. You know, last year I was working on quite a bit of stuff, and I had a lot still kind of unprocessed at the time. And I feel like coming here, I've been able to, complete some of that process being here. And comparison, it's different as far as like the location, I guess. Let's see. I feel like personally with my, do you want me to go into my own personal thing?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, as far as like my own personal experience with the medicine this round, I feel like I very much like connected to it, and I don't know if that's just because I've already sat with Sylvia. I felt very comfortable with the experience, but just the overall connection. This has been like the most powerful round of ceremonies that I've had. I've ultimately like moved mountains with this process, and yeah.
So what do you feel like is going to be different or changed as you go back home after this one?
I think being here, I've found a confidence in myself that I didn't have the awareness for previous. And I've kind of just found my voice in this process. And it's something that I received during all the ceremonies. It was just this sense of things are going to be okay moving forward, this sense of peace, and that I came here and accomplished the work that I needed to do.
Amazing. So yeah, I mean, I know that you've done this plenty of times before, but if you maybe imagine someone who was in your position before the first time that you drank the medicine, where you were, curious about these things, you knew that you needed some help, but there's so many uncertainties and it can be so difficult to sort of like know who to trust or where to go, where to look for this stuff. What would you say to someone in that position, or maybe even like what would you say to like your previous self as you're like considering looking for something like this?
I think I'd been looking into this this type of work for a couple of years before I'd even actually like committed to doing it. For me, I think the reason I didn't commit to it is just I just wasn't. I don't know. I was nervous about it. Maybe I didn't have like the means of income to like make it happen at the time, but something in the process aligned for me. I felt that calling, and it was telling me, you need to do this. It kept showing up in different parts of my life. And yeah, it's scary, to come in, but the worst thing that could happen to you is just facing, yourself, the worst parts of yourself, and nothing more. When it's being practiced with reverence and being done safely, there's really no risks. There's more upside than downside in this process. So I think talking to someone other than myself. You know, if you had nothing left to work with and you felt like you had no other options, I would say just do it. You have nothing to lose.
Awesome. Yeah, man, I think that's everything I wanted to ask. You glad you came here?
Yeah, I'm really glad. I'm excited to, you know, continue doing this work, hopefully this summer. And now that I've sat with Noe, gotten to know him, I can call him my friend now. Silvia as well. I absolutely love these people, and